Hey everyone, this is In My Opinion, and today we are going to talk about Israel Gaza conflict and my views on the conflict and its nature and where it stands right now. So, to clear it first, that I believe what Israel is doing is a response, which means that they did not start this conflict. So by that logic, they get the right to defend themselves. So, what they are doing is, well, it started as a defense. Then the next thing is what uh, what should not have happened. What happened on 7th of October 2023 was a completely heinous and you know completely inhumane thing that was done by Hamas. But nothing better can be expected by an extremist Islamist organization like that. They killed innocent civilians, innocent citizens of Israel, and took a lot of them hostage, including of other countries uh, who were enjoying a festival, which makes it even more worse. And going further, now where do I stand right now? First, I will say this, that the response has been completely, you know, imbalanced. What should have been done was, a measured response would have been much better. Civilians are being killed by Israel now. Civilians don't deserve to die. Civilians of any country don't deserve to die. But there are a few things that need clarification. First is that if they're civilians, then who is putting them in jeopardy? Is it Israel, who is intentionally targeting civilians, or is it Hamas, who is using civilians as a shield to um, uh, to tarnish Israel's image? Let's say the latter is true, of course, that Israel didn't want or doesn't want to kill civilians. It is just that all the civilian infrastructure is being used by Hamas to work against Israel. So that civilian infrastructure has to be destroyed so that Hamas is incapacitated in its works against Israel. And in that process, innocent civilians are being killed effectively by Hamas, not by Israel. That thing needs to be understood. But it doesn't change the fact that the instrument of that death, which is happening in Gaza, is still Israel, of course, inflicted upon the civilians by Hamas. If we go to the origin, the emanation of this injury is from Hamas and not from Israel. But what should have been done? Israel knows, and of course, America knows, India knows, everyone knows that Hamas still has kept hostage. If Hamas is such a responsible organization, why am I talking in favor of Israel? Is because if Hamas is such a responsible organization, as as all the people, the protesters in France, Germany, Italy, India, US, Canada, everywhere think, then if all of these protesters think that Hamas is such a responsible organization, then why don't they request Hamas to first release all hostages? But no, it is Israel which is on the wrong and not Hamas. Hamas, which started the conflict, is not on the wrong. Hamas, which is still kept hostages, is not on the wrong. It is Israel, which is trying to free those hostages of Hamas, is wrong. This hypocrisy doesn't make any sense to me. Then we have, this thing that propaganda. A lot of what is happening is propaganda spread by likes of Greta Thunberg and her community of loonies. So that is something that must be addressed as well. That such lies by such irresponsible people who are sitting millions of, not millions, thousands of miles away, and who are literally not aware of what happened on 7th of October, are defending the perpetrators of a terrorist attack. That is irresponsible, especially coming from someone who claims to be a messenger of peace, climate activist and all that bullshit, which of course it doesn't. I don't think she stands up to what she claims to be. And then we have the next big thing, which is that Israel happens to be surrounded by not just you know erstwhile hostile nations. Not all of them are hostile anymore, but they used to be hostile once in the past. And even then, when that war happened, Israel dominated them by far. And and this is, kind of an insecurity on the part of these neighboring nations, that they just don't feel hatred towards Israel because of its religious difference, but they also feel hatred towards Israel because of its superiority in all fields, and how such a small country is able to, be so successful when such big countries with so many natural resources are, you know relatively unsuccessful. Although they are, of course, the ones which are opening up to Israel are also growing at the same time, which tells a lot of, what is happening and what should be done if one wants to grow really. Uh, then we come to this next, and a very significant thing, that, is this, some kind of, uh, is this some, what we see sitting on the outside, is this really what is happening there, this kind of violence? Of course, some sort of violence is definitely happening. It's a war going on. It is affecting a lot of other areas of lives of people around the world because of globalization. But what is exactly happening there is probably a little, less than what is happening, in the media. So the media houses, especially media houses like Al Jazeera, which obviously, are a media house disguised, which is, it is a disguise for a terrorist organization. It's just like, facade. Behind the table people, those who are defending uh, terrorism, are actually the masters of terrorism sitting in Al Jazeera offices. So that's the truth, and of course, many of them have been eliminated as well, who were posing as press persons, but actually spies of some sort, and they deserved it. Okay, Al Jazeera might claim all it wants, but everyone knows that its purpose is to, support, Islamist ideology, and pose as if they are a very credible media house, but the truth is not hidden from. And it's like, it's everyone knows that the Qatar government, or Qatari Emir, or whatever he is called, the monarch of Qatar, is a supporter of terrorism, and he still, uses his secondary means to do that. And this Al Jazeera happens to be one of such means, some way of, and it's a state-owned company. It's so, I would like to add a footnote here that when BBC, a state-owned company, a state-owned media house, says something, it's credible. When I think Australia's ABC or something, I know Australia's media house says something, Australia's state-owned media house says something, it's credible. When Germany's state-owned media house says something, it's credible. But when India's state-owned media house says something, it's propaganda. It's some publicity, or government trying to forward its idea. Why is this there always? I mean, why media houses of India always treated as if they are batting for the government? I mean, I see Al Jazeera batting for terrorists, and I'm calling them out for being terrorists. But people will come out and say, no, Al Jazeera is such a credible media house. It has said so many things, but well, it has. I've not never seen them say anything wrong about the Qatari government, really. And if there is, I mean, everyone knows that there are a lot of things that can be said about Qatari government, but they just don't say anything about them. They hardly ever report about their own country, as if there is nothing happening in their country. The question is, are they batting for their government, and then where stands their credibility? And then why are their views so important? And what about their terrorist links, which are very conspicuous to me, and to a lot of other people as well? So I mean, and I'm not just talking about this one instance. I mean, there are many other. New York Times, The Guardian, all of them are kind of like, they've served themselves to defend Hamas, even without realizing that they are defending a terrorist organization, and somehow they're proud of it. Human rights. They claim about human rights all the time. The people those who are they are defending. I mean, those people have literally their religious text say that go out and kill people who worship idols, and those who are infidels. I mean, you know, talk about human rights to them first, and then come and teach us what human rights are. So I think Israel has all the right to defend itself in whatever way possible, get back its hostages and hostages of other countries which are still, in Hamas's, Hamas under, Hamas captivity. And I think that if the entire region needs to be eliminated, if the entire region needs to be, flattened, uh, you know, uh, turn to dust to get those people back and to eliminate that terrorist organization, then I will keep supporting them. But Israel should also try to avoid deaths or avoid targeting, such places where there is concentration of civilians, so that no innocent civilians are hurt. But I will also say that if civilians knew all along that Hamas was doing all of this, and they had been living off Israel, by the way. So everyone knows that this Gaza Strip is landlocked, kind of. It's inside Israel in a way. So all the supplies reached here through Israel. Israel provided for everything in Gaza Strip, and still, for some reason, the people there, and obviously Hamas was using their regions and their uh, in these civilian structures as its as area of operation. Then people knew it. People knew about all of this. People knew about what happened on 7th of October. I mean, they would not hide it from them. Then why no one came out? Why did no one tell Israel about what was happening? For some reason, it seems as though the people were as much involved in the process as the terrorists were, or maybe there was no difference between people and terrorists. Who knows? So whatever was happening, it I think what is being inflicted upon Hamas now is completely deserved, and whoever is defending murderers. Whoever is defending Hamas is defending murderers. Whoever, including United Nations, is speaking or trying to speak against Israel, is essentially questioning a country's sovereign right to defend and avenge its people and free its people of a terrorist organization. I think Israel, again, I will repeat myself, has the right to defend itself and has a right to, fight any terrorist organization and any person who might disguise themselves as a press person, as a doctor, as anyone who disguises themselves as something that they are not, but are essentially working for a terrorist organization. They have all the right to be. They have all the right to eliminate such people. Israel has all the right to eliminate such people. So with that, I would like to bring this video to an end. Thank you very much for staying with me. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And thank you very much. I will be meeting you in the next one. Thank you.